The film opens with a quote from an alien species called the Oyans. Then we see Earth in an unspecified future year. A girl named Naia sits in a park with her friend. Their conversation hints that Naia has made a big decision and is about to take some serious action. Suddenly, law enforcement officers arrive and arrest her. We learn that in the future, the Oyans came to Earth because their own planet was no longer livable. They didn't come for conflict. They only wanted refuge. At first, humans helped them and allowed them to stay, but over time, people's intentions shifted. Some humans turned against them, and political and social tensions grew. Conflicts likely happened, although many people still supported the Oyans and stood by them. The film doesn't clarify whether the Oyans ever lived peacefully on Earth, because the story soon moves far away to a planet in the Capillion star system. This planet holds rare minerals, but the Earth government uses it strictly as a punishment world for people who committed major crimes. They can survive here, yet they must mine daily to stay alive. The planet is empty and quiet, with mild temperature and drinkable water, but very low oxygen, so no one can stay outside long without a mask. Only one prisoner is kept on the planet at a time. When that person dies or stops working, another one is sent. Each inmate lives in a habitat pod with oxygen and basic supplies. Although the film appears sci-fi, its real focus is emotional themes, not scientific accuracy, so several sci-fi details feel loose, intentionally so. We are shown the prison planet, beautiful yet lifeless. A single prisoner, Theodore, has lived here for over 10 to 12 years, completely alone. He mines every day because a device in his chest sends signals to the control station to confirm he is still active. Theo's life follows the same routine. Each morning, he goes to the mine, extracts minerals, and places them onto an advanced platform that sends everything to the station orbiting the planet, and then to Earth. At night, he watches an AI-generated sitcom starring characters named Theo and Mona. Mona was his wife, and her story is revealed later in the film. This is his daily life. He has grown old, and isolation has changed him, but he continues to survive. Theo also has a recurring dream of Mona, shown multiple times in the film. We learn something new about the planet. A strange alien gas drifts across the surface. It doesn't physically harm humans or make them fully lose control, but it slips into the mind and brings intrusive, unsettling thoughts. It also triggers painful memories. Theo struggles with this constantly and tries to force positive thoughts whenever the gas comes near. One night, the device attached to his chest started making a sound. It turned out to be the terminally ill signal, meaning Theo was seriously sick. But Theo pulled the device out of his chest and threw it away later. Even after that, his pod's life support system was still running. Maybe the life support doesn't shut down when a prisoner stops functioning. Or maybe there was some other reason. The next morning, on his way to the mine, Theo sees another habitat pod landing. He hides and watches the engine detach. A young woman steps out briefly before going back inside. This is Naia, the same girl from the beginning, now sent here to serve her sentence. Theo watches in shock. After so many years alone, seeing another human feels unreal. Nervous, he sneaks near Naia's pod and hears her talking to her AI. From what he catches, it sounds as if she wants to eliminate him. Panicking, he returns to his pod and records everything in his journal. Fear makes sense here. This planet is only for criminals, so no one knows who might be dangerous. Throughout the film, the planet's deep rumbling sounds echo in the background. That night, Theo quietly enters Naeya's pod. He doesn't harm her, he only steals her journal. Parts of it are written in the Oyen's language, ending with a bitter line toward humans. The scene then shifts to Naeya's side. From her behavior and memories, we learn she was raised for some time by the Oyens until something tragic happened. We see her arrival again. Her pod lands, she steps out, and her AI explains that another prisoner is still alive because authorities continue receiving minerals. This scares her. She worries he could be a threat, but the AI insists he's old and likely close to death. She only needs to avoid him. Theo had only heard the part of Naeya's conversation that sounded like she wanted to eliminate him, so he completely misunderstood her. That night, when he entered her pod to steal the journal, Naeya was awake but didn't react, and she didn't realize it was taken. The next day, they see each other at the mine. Neither speaks because both are afraid, so they continue their work, extracting minerals for Earth. Later, Naeya's AI tells her the other prisoner stole her journal. Angry, she goes to Theo's pod with a plastic knife and demands it back. Theo returns it immediately. She warns him to stay away. Still, Theo realizes she isn't as dangerous as he feared, and he feels some relief. Perhaps he won't be entirely alone anymore. Afterward, Theo approaches her again just to talk. Naeya doesn't fully trust him, but she feels sympathy and listens to Theo. Theo tells Naeya about the planet's alien fog and asks her questions about Earth. His behavior feels odd, but after so many years alone, it makes sense. Their tension eases. Naeya hadn't shared her name yet, but the next day at work, she finally tells him. We also learn the punishment system on this planet is likely illegal, kept hidden because very few people know about this rare mineral. That night, Naeya can't sleep due to the planet's short daylight cycle. The next morning, before work, she finds a note outside her pod. Theo has invited her to dinner at his habitat. After work, Naeya asks her AI about Theo, what kind of person he is or what crime he committed, but the AI refuses to give any information. Still, she decides to trust him and goes to his pod. Theo is genuinely happy. After years of isolation, he finally has someone to eat with and talk to. He prepares a proper meal, welcomes her in, and during dinner warns her about the alien gas, saying it creates strange thoughts in the mind. But Naeya doesn't fully believe him and assumes loneliness has affected him. During dinner, Theo brings up Naeya's journal and says he's surprised it's written in the Oyen's language. Naeya doesn't explain, but she's shocked that Theo can speak a few Oyen's phrases. Theo can't remember how he learned them. His memory has weakened after years of isolation, and many things are unclear to him. He asks Naeya about Earth, and she says she once lived near the Black Sea in an Oyen's settlement. The name sounds familiar to Theo, but he can't recall why. He then talks about his wife, Mona, a schoolteacher. He admits he sometimes sees and hears her, but knows those visions aren't real. He insists he still has control of his mind. Then Naeya asks Theo what his crime was. Before Theo can answer, he starts coughing and drinks some water. After that, he offers Naeya some marijuana, then explains he was framed for murder. The victim worked with Mona, so suspicion went straight to him. He says little more and asks about her past. Naeya reveals her crime was terrorism. She and her group planned to target the Prime Minister. The big decision she mentioned earlier was this, but her friend was an informant who betrayed her and got her arrested. She says she was fed up with human injustice and supported the Oyens, which pushed her toward that path. Despite their pasts, they share a sincere moment. Theo is happy to finally talk to another human. When Naeya goes to the bathroom, Theo suddenly remembers parts of his old life, even his dog's name. Theo says it's strange how his old memories are suddenly returning. He wonders if living on this planet made him forget his real identity and create a false one. But Naeya tells him it doesn't matter anymore. He thinks he once went to the Black Sea, though he remembers it only as black water. Naeya explains the name doesn't reflect the real color, but Theo still imagines it dark. He asks about her journal, but she won't discuss it. Theo apologizes and steps outside for water. The alien gas passes by and affects him again, and he returns visibly shaken. He sees another vision of his wife and a dark substance. Theo says the gas knows everything, even what he has forgotten. Naeya tries to calm him. Suddenly, Theo says his name isn't really Theo. He had been running from his true identity and forgot who he was. Naeya is confused. To redirect, Theo asks about her family. Naeya explains that after her Oyean's family died, a human family adopted her, but she was never happy with them. Naeya says she will always regret not being able to save her Oyean's family. Theo feels sympathy, and after a short time watching TV together, she prepares to leave. Theo then says he remembers his real name, Nathan Flanagan. Naeya is stunned, but quietly returns to her pod. She is shocked because Nathan Flanagan was the army officer who killed her Oyean's family, and she has always wanted revenge. But Theo's unstable mental state makes her unsure, so she wants confirmation. She asks her AI for Theo's true identity and history, but the AI refuses to tell her anything. Angry and unsure what to do, Naeya decides to invite Theo to dinner the next day. Theo is delighted. That night, when he arrives at her pod, Naeya immediately asks if he wants to see photos of her home. Naeya shows Theo photos of the Black Sea, hoping they will trigger his memory and make him admit he was the soldier who killed her Oyean's family. But Theo remembers nothing. He now insists he never went there and that Nathan isn't his name. He was simply confused the previous night. Naeya grows frustrated, and Theo senses something strange in her behavior. She then asks if he killed his wife's coworker. Theo is shocked and angry, and he leaves without speaking further. After he leaves, Naeya hears sounds outside. She steps out and sees the alien gas, which affects her mind and makes her hear voices, like the soldiers who destroyed her alien family. Meanwhile, Theo repeats to himself that he isn't a killer. He then sees a vision of Mona, who tells him Naeya wants to separate them and that he must stop her. This is really Theo's disturbed thoughts, though he says he might try to convince Naeya instead. What Theo wanted to convince Naeya of will only be revealed at the end. For now, he grabs a shovel and leaves his pod. Naeya is lost in thought when she senses movement outside. As she steps out, Theo attacks her from behind. Still conscious, Naeya hears him insist, "I'm not who you think." I was framed. She pushes him away and runs to her pod. Theo follows. She threatens him with a knife and tells him the truth. He is the man who killed her Oyean's family. Theo refuses to accept it. Naeya lists the evidence. He understands Oyeans, he mentioned the Black Sea, he called himself Nathan Flanagan. Theo can't explain any of it. Another memory flashes, and he snaps, claiming everything is a lie. Years of isolation have damaged his mind, and he has begun losing his true identity. He begs her to stop messing with his head. Naeya shoves him away and runs to a second pod. Inside, she finds the hanging body of the previous prisoner. Theo appears moments later. This time, Naeya fights. She beats him and screams that he must remember who he is, so she can finally avenge her family. Theo is badly wounded and confused, but he's certain he isn't the man Naeya thinks he is. Naea has injured him severely. A memory then returns. Mona is dead, and Theo himself killed her. She was having an affair with her co-worker, and in a moment of rage, he murdered her. The truth shatters him, and he breaks down crying. Naea leaves him there, assuming he'll die, while Theo begs Mona for forgiveness. Back in her pod, Naea is furious and even breaks her AI device. But something keeps troubling her. She goes back, brings the injured Theo into her pod, and then steps out again to calm down. She opens her journal to write, and her eyes stop at the name Nathan. Everything clicks. When Theo stole her journal earlier, he must have read that name and, because of his failing memory, believed it was his own. That's why he called himself Nathan Flanagan. Realizing this, Naea begins to cry. She understands she has wronged Theo deeply. Ashamed, Naea returns to the wounded Theo, realizing everything happened because of her misunderstanding. As they talk, the truth becomes clear. Why Theo called himself Nathan and why his past feels missing. Theo loved Mona, but when he discovered her affair with a co-worker, he killed her in anger. The guilt was unbearable. After being sent to this planet, he wanted to forget everything connected to Earth, especially the fact that he ended Mona's life. This refusal to face reality is psychological denial. The truth was too painful, so he held on only to Mona's good memories. But when Naea asked about his crime, his illusion finally broke. The alien gas had pushed those memories before, but hearing the question from a real person forced them back. To protect himself, his mind clung to the name Nathan he saw in Naea's diary and used it to escape his real identity. Because accepting he was Theo meant accepting he killed his wife. Because of Theo's mental state, Naea had believed he might truly be the man who killed her Oyian's family. When she learns the truth, she becomes emotional and says anger and revenge can push people to do terrible things. She admits that if she hadn't been caught that day, she probably would have gone through with her plan to kill the president. Theo gently says, "You wouldn't have done it." When she asks why, he replies, "You didn't even take my life." He wants her to see that, despite everything she's been through, her humanity is still intact. Crying, Naea says she wants freedom from this system, but believes escape is impossible. Theo tells her he might help. He asks her to remove her biomonitor, which he will place on himself. Since he doesn't have long to live, his death will send a signal to Earth showing her life signs have stopped. The authorities will think Naea has died, freeing her from the system forever. Naea follows his instructions. A short time later, Theo dies, and the monitor shuts off with him. In the final scene, Naea sits alone on a hill, breathing the planet's air without a mask, showing she has adapted and found freedom in this environment. And with this, the film comes to an end.